In this video, I'm going to show you how to take the information you get from the text file from the testing center for your multiple choice Scantron exams and put it so that you can get it into D2L. Actually getting it into D2L will be the next video. So the first thing I want to do is find the files that I have. Now, so what I've done is save these to my desktop as what I'm calling grades 1 and grades 2. Now, this is a text file that came from the testing center, and the differences are everything is delimited by a comma. So this is name, student ID number, and then grade. I've actually adjusted all these grades. These are not the actual grades for any of these students to try to keep things private. So this is what I have. I have one column for their name, a column for their student ID number, and then a column for the grade that they got on their exam. Now I'm going to open up the second file that I had. I had two versions of an exam because the seats were so close together. I didn't want them to be tempted to cheat. So now I'm going to do the same thing. These are delimited by the comma, and I'm going to get this also into 3 columns. So now I'm going to take all this information from these 3 columns, copy it, and then I'm going to go back to the other grades 1 and paste it. And so now all of my people are on the same page in what I'm calling grades 1. Now here's the problem that I have. The name, there's a couple different problems you can potentially come up with, and I'm going to try to show you all of them so that you're prepared for anything. The name is all in one column, and when I'm trying to compare this to the data that I'm getting from D2L, they're going to separate the first name and last name, so I need to do that too. So I need to split this into 2 columns. What I'm actually going to do is insert 2 columns so that I actually have 3. Because occasionally you will have a student who has a Van name or some other sort of prefix in their last name, and so their name actually splits into 3. It will only be 2 on D2L, but when they bubble in their own name on a Scantron, sometimes they'll have it as a 3-part name. So I need 3 columns for this to go into 3 parts. So I highlight this column, and then in the Data tab, go to Text to Columns. And it's going to ask you how you want this split out. This is split out as delimited by a space. So every time there's a space, it separates it and puts in a new column. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish that. Now I'm going to preview this to see if there's any issues. And here there was. There was a student, Sky Van Lith, and that's how she did her name. So I want this to just be Van Lith. So I'm going to call this Van Lith, and I'm going to put Sky here, and now I can delete this. If I hadn't put in this extra column, it would have pushed that over there and pushed everything else over, and sometimes it would actually write over the data. In fact, that's what it would have done. It would have written over her SID. So I want to make sure there's enough room. And now I can delete this. Other options I want to watch out for are the potential that somebody doesn't have a student ID number. Occasionally, if there's no student ID number, this 1 would be over here, so you need to shift it over there. I basically tell students that I'm going to take some points off if they don't put both their name and their student ID number on the Scantron. That usually gets all of them to actually pay attention and read instructions, but apparently it didn't always work. So now I have everybody's name, and I'm ready to go. And now I'm going to import it into D2L, and that's going to be the next video.